Hi everyone, I'm a suit. Who's got a watch on today? All right, good. Okay, so we're just sitting on about 25 past, that'll be $1,000, thank you. We all know the joke. Management consultants borrow your watch, tell you the time, charge you for it. That's the general perception. They come dressed in suits, hordes of them. You're not real people, there's something special. Maybe we are. Anyway, let's talk about being a management consultant. It's a fascinating field. A lot of people end up in it by accident. I did. Some people make a career choice and join a major firm at the start of their career and have an exciting lifestyle. I've said here it's challenging. It sure is challenging. You can get your brief on an afternoon, you have to be on a flight and be somewhere tomorrow morning and sound like you know something about what you're talking about. You'll have everybody, when you come in, thinking about what's your agenda. Why is that person there? Why is the consultant arrived? What's it going to mean to me? Am I going to lose my job? Is this my chance to get to the top of the organisation? Is it all over? You walk into very hostile situations a lot of the time and you need great skills to deal with that. You have to put people at ease. You have to be able to say something. Dance with them. And you've got to be comfortable about that. These are the sorts of skills you need. You can't just be a technical specialist. And it's tough. The hours are long. The travel's hard. You get frequent flyer points. So what? You never get time off to use them. It's one of those industries that is extraordinarily demanding and changing. And it's very lonely. It doesn't matter whether you're in a big firm or on your own. It is a really lonely profession. And you need fellowship. You need to mingle with peers. You need to develop relationships with people that you can trust so that you have a network around you or you won't survive long term. That's a real fact of the industry. It can be rewarding. People can earn over $1 million. People can have terrible years and earn $50,000. The choice is yours. It's about the skills you deploy. If you can't sell, don't want to sell, and aren't interested in learning to sell, don't listen to what I have to say, because you will just set yourself up for failure. It doesn't matter if you join a big firm where a partner's selling you into an engagement or you start your own business. One day you will have to sell. You'll have to sell your ideas, you'll have to sell your methodologies, you'll have to sell yourself, you'll have to sell your firm. You can't sell. This is not an industry for you. If you don't know how to sell now, that's okay because you can learn to sell, but you must have that commitment. No commitment, no career. It's just so important in management consulting. It's a big industry. It employs 33,000 in Australia. As you can see, it does about $1 billion profit a year, nearly $8 billion turnover. This is just Australian figures. And there are 3,900 businesses, nearly 4,000 businesses. It says average 8.4 employees. Well, the reality is that 10,000 of those 33 are in the big firms, and the rest are in small firms or one-man bands. So that's the reality of the situation. By the way, these slides, just so that you're not stressing trying to write them down, I'll put them up on the IMC website, make them available, and they've got them in careers and they'll make them available. So all the stuff in here, if it's of interest, you can get later. Are we a recession-proof industry? World said we were 2 years ago. We're not. Certainly we get people on the way up, we get clients who are on the way up, we get clients who are on the way down. But it is a tough industry out there at the moment. The good people are just reaping it in. The bad ones are struggling and finding it very hard. But then that's probably the same with most businesses in Australia. One of the factors that World predicted, which has come true, is pressure from competition on rates and profits. So my rate might be $2,000 a day normally. I'm always being asked, can I trim that these days? Things are tough. I try to work on a value-based fee so that a daily rate doesn't come into it, and I'll talk about that a bit later because it's a much better way. What do people want? They want a result, not a timesheet, and I focus on if I deliver you this result, what's it worth? And what's that worth as a return on the investment you're going to make? And that has a market perceptional change when you work with people. This gives you a bit of an idea of the major market segments. Clearly, banking, finance and insurance is the standout. Add the government together, that's over 20%, and then all other businesses 31%. So that just gives you an idea where you might be working as a management consultant. And in terms of what you'll be consulting on, you can see that production management, manufacturing is really low these days. Why is that? Because we don't do much manufacturing in this country. General business is the standout, and then you can see human resource management is the one that surprised me when I saw these figures. It's just come up dramatically in the last couple of years. We're considered a mature industry because we're stable. What do we mean by that? Stability in profits, stability in growth, stability in employment. Unlike some industries that are on the up or others like manufacturing that are on the down. Just for your interest, if you download these slides, that just gives you an idea of money and where it goes in a management consulting business. Interestingly enough, they typically operate on 12% profit. That's not much when you compare it to general industry. So they're not hugely profitable firms, they're people firms, and they run on slim profit margins. There are some big players and small players. As I said, you can see here that Accenture at 6.1% is the largest. You've got other players like Mercer, who mainly work in the human resources management. Next biggest, Deloitte and Boston. So that just gives you an idea of the major players. There's many ways you can enter management consulting. You can be the accidental consultant. You can get a redundancy and say, I'm going to be a consultant, or get a business card printed because you are embarrassed that you don't have a job, I'm a consultant. Or you can set about joining a large firm or a small firm. You can buy a practice. Certainly you can hang out a shingle. So there's many ways to get into it, and each of those styles has pros and cons. This is a really important slide. I learned this when I moved to Ernst & Young in 1999. I came back from New Zealand to Australia in 1999 and joined Ernst & Young. For years as a management consulting firm, for a decade they'd been losing money. I brought an American in. He said there's 5 things you have to worry about in management consulting: people, sales, delivery, knowledge, practice, management. And he set up the practice based on that, and he set up the key performance indicators, and I've never seen it done better anywhere else in the industry. On the people side, you're worried about recruiting the right people, developing them up so that they perform and rise in terms of workload that they can handle. You raise the bar. We used to have round tables every year, twice a year, and we culled. Let me be clear about this. We culled those in the lower percent. It was dog eat dog. And churn. If you've got too much churn, you're doing something wrong in your business. From a sales perspective, obviously the dollar sales, but the sales have to be profitable. You've got a cost of sale. What did it cost you to achieve that sale? How much did you spend on getting it? Your marketing return on investment, your websites, your social media, your brochures, all the other stuff you do around marketing. And aim in your niche, because chances are if you're going and getting an assignment over there that's something you don't normally do and another one over there, the walls will crumble. If you're good at something, stick to your knitting. If you're not good at it, really think very hard about why you would be offering yourself to do this sort of work, because if you do, chances are something will go seriously wrong. Delivery, it's the real project management. Budget, are you in budget? Are you on scope? Are you meeting the deliverables, etc. I've got to move on from that. I've got one very quick slide to wrap up. If you're interested in the IMC, they do lots of things for you, discounts, etc. Students get a free membership.